Do you want to know the fastest way to scare off buyers, waste time, and leave money sitting on the table? Price your house using your gut, or worse, using Zillow.
We get it. You love your home. You put your heart and soul into your home. But today's buyers aren't really paying for your memories. They're actually paying for the value of the house or property.
We're Chad and Aalia Scott, your local Kenosha area realtors. We help buyers and sellers just like you every single week. So if you have questions or you just want to chat about the market, give us a call or shoot us a text at 262-331-1621. We're happy to help, or contact us at any of the information down here in the description of the video.
We help sellers every single week. Many sellers believe their home is worth more than the comps are showing. What are comps?
So comps are something that we use to properly price your home. When I'm pricing your home to meet with you and tell you what I think your house is worth, I look at what similar houses in your neighborhood are selling for. I look at what's currently in the market and what's sold recently. I try not to go too far back. I usually want to go 3, maybe 6 months at the very most back in sold data. And when I want to compare apples to apples. So if your house has 3 bedrooms, I want to look at houses that have 3 bedrooms. If your house has 2 bathrooms, houses with 2 bathrooms, etc. Compare square footage to square footage, years built, that kind of stuff.
So keep in mind our comps that we provide at our initial sitting down at our listing appointment are just a ballpark figure. Meaning that we don't know the renovations that you have done, the upgrades that you have done over the years. But we also get, but we remodeled the bathroom in 2016. Yes, I get it. And also versus buyers, what they actually value today. So we go in, that's the whole point. We recommend sitting and like getting the ambiance and seeing the updated rooms that you have provided, actually made over the years, to get a better sense of where your starting price is at and what the buyers are valuing at that moment.
That's kind of the whole point of sitting down and meeting with you, so that we can see the updates and value that you've added to the house over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, an updated kitchen that you made in 2016 is fantastic and you may love it, but do buyers today in 2025 value that update? Is it up to today's standards? I don't know. It may be absolutely fantastic and buyers today may love it. They might not. Maybe you painted that kitchen yellow. Today's buyers might not love that. We're going to be honest with you. We're going to tell you, yes, that'll absolutely sell today like wildfire, or no, we might want to think about repainting your kitchen today before you put it on the market.
We also get a lot of clients who are making the renovations daily. It's like, you know what, I'm going to put my house on for sale. However, I want to update this house before I do. We would recommend not updating completely to your specifications, just because that buyer may not like that upgrade or update. When they buy it, they're just going to change it anyways.
9 times out of 10, sellers are going to make their own updates to the house after they move in anyway. They're going to change that paint color. They're going to knock down that wall, make that living room an open concept or even more open concept.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to change it to the way that they want it anyway. So why spend your own money? Let the buyers do it themselves.
Okay, so we were talking about estimates or comps. Let's talk about Zillow's Zestimates.
Zillow's estimate, it'll get you in the ballpark. It is not by any means 100% accurate. If you want to look at your estimate of your house, please go ahead and do so, but take it with a very, very tiny grain of salt. It's not very accurate. You got to remember, Zillow's estimate is an algorithm. Mm-hmm. All it does is it pulls data from here, 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 and here. And it says this house, this house, this house, these houses all around you sold. We're going to compile all that data, put an algorithm, and spit out some numbers and say your house should be worth that. But it doesn't take into account for, like we were saying, the upgrades that you made, the love that you put into your house, that meticulous manicured yard that you have, the new roof that you just put on the house last year. It doesn't take into account for any of that stuff.
Real buyers don't shop on algorithms, they shop on value. So, and location and the condition of the house.
Real buyers take into account that new roof that you put on last year. Zillow doesn't.
Mm-hmm. And we oftentimes get in contact with a seller who says, "Oh, my house is worth $300,000." And then we go in and we actually do our research and do the side-by-side comparison, and the house is worth maybe 250, maybe 220. But the Zillow is, like he said, it is just an estimate and doesn't really go into that person's house and actually see and take into account the condition of the house.
So overpricing your house. So a lot of our parents and the older generation, they come with the mindset that, we'll overprice the house. We feel like our house is worth $300,000. We know it's really only worth $250,000. We're going to price it at $300,000, and we'll negotiate with any buyers. A buyer will come along and they'll see our house, they'll love it, and they'll give us an offer of $250,000, and we'll negotiate and we'll meet in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That tactic, it worked fantastic, 20, 30 years ago?
And I'm not saying that it doesn't work now. However, again, it depends on the location and the property and how the buyer falls in love with that location.
But typically, it just doesn't work anymore. Buyers are smart. They see all the other houses on the market. They see the Zestimate. They see all the online evaluations, and they can just tell that they feel like your house is overpriced. And if they feel like it's overpriced, they just keep scrolling, and they just won't even schedule a showing for your house. They won't even put in that initial offer.
And if the house is overpriced, it's going to sit on that market for a long time. I'm not saying it's going to sit for like years and years. However,
we have seen that happen though, where it's sat on the market for a year plus.
Yes. And we do not recommend, if we do see a house that's been sitting on the market for, let's say, more than 30 days, the buyers are going to ask us what's wrong with the house or what's wrong with the price. And we will be honest, that the house will probably be overpriced, is what we're going to assume when we see the house. If the house is really beautiful and it's sitting for 30 plus days, then obviously it's the price that's being overpriced. So
try not to overprice your house if you want to sell fast and for the most amount of money possible.
Mm-hmm. A well-priced house creates actually urgency and drives the competition. So we would actually recommend to set the price under the amount of the comparison, just because it will kind of attract multiple offers to your place, causing a bidding war. And then eventually you will, or more than likely, get an over asking amount, because there are buyers who are willing to pay that price, thinking that they're making a deal. However, if you have a price in mind, I would suggest not pricing it at that moment, but under that price.
So it's not about pricing your house low, it's about letting the market work for you. When you price your house either at market value or just below market value, buyers see your house and they say, hey, that house, it looks like a steal. It's a bargain. It is priced either at the same price as other houses or just below other houses. So it's a value. It's like it's on sale. Who doesn't love sales? Let's go look at this on sale house that's priced under other houses. It's a value. I have to have it. And all of a sudden you're getting multiple offers that are at the initial price that you wanted, or even over the initial price that you wanted. And all of a sudden you have buyers that are fighting for your house. And you're getting higher, and higher offers all of a sudden.
And eventually you'll get to that price value that you want for that house without even working that hard. So strategy over ego. What is that? What is emotional pricing, Chad?
So emotional pricing is pricing your house based on just purely emotion. I've had sellers before where they tell me, Chad, we lived in this house for 20, 30 years. We raised our kids here. We no longer have a mortgage, whatever it is, we love our house. We don't want to move. We have to move because we're downsizing. We got a job somewhere else, whatever the circumstance might be.
A big life event.
Exactly. And they want to price their house based on emotion because they love their house and they feel like it's worth X amount of dollars. And then when we come in there and we tell them, well, actually your house is only worth Y amount of dollars, they give us this look like, what you talking about? You're crazy. It's not worth Y amount of dollars. It's worth X amount of dollars. Because we've done this, and this to the house for so many years, and we've loved this house. Look, it has all of our kids' heights from year after year after year marked on the
The frame of the door.
On the frame of the door. Couldn't think of the wording all of a sudden.
That's okay. I got you.
You know, so they want to price the house based on emotion and not on facts, and they're not looking through the eyes of the buyers. How are buyers going to see your house when they walk through your house? Are buyers going to see all that emotion when they walk through your house? Probably not. They're going to look at it as a transaction. They're going to see their memories.
So think about your property right now at this point in moment. Do you want to list high and have that price drop, or do you want to price it right and close? Drop it down in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking about this, because it would definitely help us with our clients and our future clients to kind of get them prepared. Drop it out, like I said, drop it down in the comments. Let us know if you rather list your property right now high and then have it drop and having the market go against you. Let us know.
So look, your home might be your castle, but we want you to price it like the palace in the sky. And if you do that, then buyers will definitely swipe left on it.
We want you to win. So that starts with real strategies, real numbers, and real results.
If you have any questions, or you just want to chat about the market, Aalia and I help buyers and sellers and investors just like you every single week. So give us a call or shoot us a text at 262-331-1621. Our contact is at any of the information down here in the description of the video. We're happy to help anytime. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next video.